How's it going, everybody? It's MTG Mondays, and welcome to another edition of 99 Problems. Sorry I took about a week off. I was just finishing up my job and getting ready for school, so I took the week off, and I built a new deck. This deck is Jalira, Master Polymorphist. There she is. Jalira, Master Polymorphist, so she's 3, a blue, for a 2/2 legendary creature human wizard. 2 and a blue, tap her, sacrifice another creature. Reveal cards from the top of your library to reveal a non-legendary creature. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So she's really, really fun. She's a really fun way to cheat out some stuff, big stuff in play. I've been playing her for a little while now, for about half a week or so, and she's done really great every single game. So we're go ahead and get started with our basic lands. We've got a few non-basics. We've got Reliquary Tower, Sappers Scary, Soldev Excavations, and Halmare Depths. Reliquary Tower's there for, the maximum hand size thing. Sappers Scary kind of accelerates you. Soldev and Halmare Depths lets you manipulate the top, which is really, really good with Jalira. Okay, so then we have 28 islands. Sorry, I just had to count those out real fast. So we have 28 islands. Alright, then we're going to move on to some of the creatures in the deck. Well, I guess the only real combo that I have is with Grand Architect and Pilapala, giving us infinite blue mana. So you turn Pilapala blue, tap him for 2, untap him for a blue mana, and just keep doing that. I don't know, it's a pretty good combo. you get to get lots of mana from just 2 cards, so that's pretty good. Then we got a few mana accelerators. We got Thran Turbine and Sol Ring. Thran Turbine is there just to help Jalira every turn. It gives you 2 colorless, so with Thran Turbine and 1 blue, you're able to use her effect every turn. We've got a few creatures that put stuff into play. We've got Chasm Skulker, which is awesome. If you sacrifice him to Jalira, he makes a bunch of little guys, and you're able to just keep going off from there. Coral Barrier makes a token when he comes into play. Wall of Kelp, you pay 2, tap him to put a Kelp token into play. Spiny Starfish, which is really neat. 0/1 for 3, 1 blue, regenerate him. At the end of any turn which he is regenerated, put a Starfish token into play for each time it was regenerated this turn. Treat these tokens as a 0/1 blue creature. So you can pump out a lot of tokens with him. Precursor Golem, when he comes into play, he puts 2 other golems into play, so that's pretty nice. And Pentavus, he costs a little much, but if we flip him over with Jalira, it's just that much better, because we can just start putting dudes into play and sacrificing them off. Follow his footsteps to copy any of the things that I have in the deck in play. A lot of my stuff is non-legendary, so I can put that on pretty much anything. Mimic Vat to do the same exact thing. When they die, after you sacrifice it to Jalira, why not bring them back with Mimic Vat? Sarpadian, just to put some tokens into play. Trading Post to get tokens and recursion. Summoning Station, more tokens. This deck kind of has a sub-theme of stealing people's stuff, so if they play creatures, we're going to steal them with stuff like Chrome Shell Crab, Beguile Lure of Wills, Take Possession, Ray of Command, Domestication, Chamber of Manipulation, which is really neat. Makes Enchanted Land have tap, discard a card from your hand, gain control of target creature till the end of turn, and Vidalcan Shackles. A little bit of control in the deck. We've got Spell Crumple and Hinder, just to tuck those generals and get rid of real problem things. Cyclonic Rift and Polymorphist just to stop those alpha strikes and whatnot. Frozen Aether is really good against generals like Kali and whatnot. Dream Tides keep things tapped down and keeps green creatures tapped down indefinitely. Then we got some card draw. We've got Sea Beyond, Whispers of the Muse, Brainstorm, Preordain, and Ponder. These last 3 are really nice because they set up the top of your deck. Brainstorm is extremely powerful because we have something like Darksteel Colossus in our hand. We can put it on top and put it straight into play with Jalira. Sea Beyond lets us shuffle something back into our deck, which is nice. And Whispers of the Muse is a way to draw your entire deck out if you have the infinite mana combo. Soothsaying, I can shuffle my library or look at the top X cards in my library and put them in any order. With the infinite mana, I can just stack my deck with this. And same thing with Mystic Speculation. I'm able to scry 3 and buy it back for pay 3 and just scry 3 all the time. One of my new favorite cards I put in this deck was Lifeline. I pretty much only use this card in really black decks when they recur stuff from the graveyard, but it's amazing in this deck. We don't really care if your opponent's stuff comes back because all our stuff is going to be bigger, better, and have better access to the internet. Illusionist Bracers, why not have 2 Jalira copies, which is nice. Freed from the real and taps her. Future Sight lets you play stuff off the top, and you get to see what you have coming up, so if you say you want to see if you want to use Jalira, so that's pretty nice. Lightning Greaves to Protector, Darksteel Plate to Protector, Skull Clamp because we're sacking creatures left and right in this deck. Training Grounds to make her effect a little cheaper. Conjurer's Closet to blink stuff that come into play on our side of the field. We have some good stuff that when they come into play they do stuff. And Treasure Mage just to find some of those big answers when we really need them. So stuff that we can pretty much put into play with Jalira is stuff like Darksteel Colossus, Platinum Angel, Chancellor of the Spires, Stormtide Leviathan, It That Betrays, which is really funny in here, Inkwell Leviathan, Tidespout Tyrant, Dolvian Primordial, Mole Drifter, Phyrexian Metamorph, Quicksilver Gargantua, Clone, and Renegade Doppelganger. This one is not so good, but yeah, he works. Deadeye, Scourge of the Fleets, let's clean those up a little. Draining Welk. I've actually had some pretty funny plays with this. I sacked a creature in response to something happening, and this got turned up, so that was pretty cool. Tidal Kraken, Deep Sea Kraken, the Frost Giant or Frost Titan. Solemn Simulacrum is pretty cool because when he comes into play, you get a land, and then you can just sacrifice some Jalira to draw a card. And Magus of the Future. The other card that we have in here that does not get put into play with Jalira is Venser, but I love Venser in any mono blue deck, or any blue deck to be honest. He's just a really good card. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire deck. Its main purpose is to just put out little dorks and start sacrificing them to Jalira, and kind of keep back for a while, and keep control with counterspells like Venser and a couple other things, and just ramp into these big huge fatties. The deck is real fun, and I'll check out the list below if you have any questions or comments or have a suggestion for the deck for next week. Just leave me a comment below. Thanks.